In this video we're going to be talking more about plotting vectors, and we're going to be talking about how to plot from the command window, where before we were doing plots over here by pushing these little key buttons, plot data over here, but now we're going to talk about just using our command window and to type in commands to plot things. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is say plot USA. Okay, if we look at this graph, what that does is it just takes the indices, the first element in there, and it plots it. The second element in there, and it plots it. The third one, and it plots it, and it connects them all with lines. So that is, it gives, by the indices, it plots the value. If you say, well, I want to see the years, so this would be the first year, which is 1980, it plots there. The second year, the first year, which is 1990, it plots there. The second year, which is 1991. And okay, maybe you want to see the years down there. So let's close that plot out, and we would say plot years, because we have our graph years, our variable years over here that has the years in it, and comma USA. And now we have our plot with the years. Let's do a little bit more to this plot. Let's say we want to add a title, so you would simply say title, and then your title has to be a string, so it's enclosed with a little prime there, and title is going to be what? US average gas prices from 1990 through 2008. And if we go look at our graph now, you'll see that put in whatever the current graph is, it'll put that title on it. And similar, we can do an X label. X label is going to be years. I spelled label wrong. X label, there we go. Years. Y label. It's going to be price per gallon, let's say. Let's say average price per gallon. Now if we go look at our graph, go back up, you'll see that it's put the years on the X label and average price per gallon. Here is the Y label, and we have our title, US average gas prices from 1990 to 2008. And again, you could go up here and click on the show plot tools and doc figure, and you can see you have all the tools to do that stuff manually here as well. Okay, but our focus for this video is going to be on using the command window to give commands. So if we want to plot, let's say we want to compare, let's say Italy and Japan, years, Italy, Japan. Okay, it says error. Plot data must be a single matrix Y or a list of pairs X, Y. So let's try this. Plot years, and then it's going to be a pair here, Italy, Japan. Okay, and so that's going to plot our years here on our x-axis, and the gas prices for Italy and Japan are here. And we probably want a legend for this. And we could do that through the command window. But let's go make sure that we can do it here. Let's insert. So there we have our legend, data 1, data 2. And we can go in and click on that, go in and edit, Italy, Japan. Okay. If you want to save your graph, let's hit File, Save As. figure dot. So you have a JPEG. You have all these options of different types to save it as if you wanted to use your graph in another document. So about 5 minutes here, so let's look at something else. Let's say we want to plot. Let's say we want to plot the sine. So we want to plot our sine function. So the first thing is we need a domain. And you have to understand that MATLAB really works in a discrete fashion. I mean, it wants actual data. And I mean, it is a real data computational piece of software. And so it's not, you have to set up a discrete domain. So if I want to say domain, I'm going to plot the sine function. Say domain equals, I'll do linspace. I'm going to go from 0 to 2 times pi. And then I want to get, let's say, 50 points between 2 and pi. And I'm going to hit a colon to hide, because I don't want to hit enter, and I don't want to see that output. What I want to do is plot domain as my x values and sine domain as my y values. What we see there, we have the sine function. And from 0 to 2 pi, it broke it up into 50 discrete points. So if we zoomed on this, you would see that it's the lines are not connected, or not smooth, I mean. And if we want to plot the cosine function on top of it, we would do hold, type in hold, that holds the current graph, okay? Hit enter. Oh, I closed that graph out. So anyway, let's say plot domain sine domain. There it is. Now don't close it out. Hit hold. And so the current plot is held, you see there. And then let's say plot domain cosine domain. And hit another comma. And in, let's do a parentheses there, or an apostrophe, and then hit R, comma, and close it out, and you'll see we'll have our plot now. If we open it up, we have the cosine in red and the sine in blue. So I encourage you to play around with this, as always. If you want to, I don't know if we've talked about this, but if you want to see what all the plot command can do, hit doc plot, and that's going to give you the documentation for the plot command. And then you can just go through the documentation here and play with different things to see all the cool stuff and how simple it is to plot really nice graphs using MATLAB. See you in the next video.